To some, Australia is a weird place full of strange creatures, culture and customs. Just to add to those people's opinions, here are some very weird laws that are actually binding in a court of law. In New South Wales, drivers can face fines of up to $2,200 for failing to take care to avoid splashing mud on public bus passengers. In Queensland, posting a fake job advertisement or publishing false notices about engagements, births, deaths or funerals is illegal. Offenders face a maximum penalty of $1,219 in fines or up to 6 months in prison. In Victoria, flying a kite in a public place in a way that annoys others is an offence, with a maximum penalty of a $777.30 fine. In Victoria, singing an obscene song in a public place can result in a fine of up to $1,554.60 or 2 months in prison for a first offence. For a second offence, the penalty increases to a $2,331.90 fine or 3 months in prison. And for a third or subsequent offence, up to a $3,886.50 fine or 6 months in prison. In Victoria, engaging in correspondence or business dealings with pirates is illegal and carries a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison. In Victoria, using a vacuum cleaner to create unreasonable noise is an offence if done after 10 p.m. or before 7 a.m. on weekdays and before 9 a.m. on weekends. Noise is deemed unreasonable if it can be heard in a habitable room of another residential property, regardless of whether the windows or doors are opened or closed. Police or council officers can issue a 72-hour noise prohibition notice, and breaching this direction can result in a fine of up to $18,655.20, with additional fines of up to $4,663.80 per day for ongoing violations. In South Australia, it is an offence to obstruct or disturb a wedding, funeral or religious service, with a maximum penalty of $10,000 in fines or up to 2 years in prison. In South Australia, selling a fridge with a capacity of 42.5 litres or more is an offence unless all doors can easily be opened from the inside, or the fridge was brought into the state before the 1st of January 1962. The maximum penalty is a $750 fine. In South Australia, a person can face a maximum penalty of $250 for disturbing another person by deliberately ringing the doorbell or knocking on the door of a house without a reasonable excuse. In Western Australia, challenging someone to a duel is punishable by a fine of up to $6,000 or 2 years in prison. In Western Australia, cleaning up seabird or bat droppings without a licence can result in a jail sentence of up to 1 year. In Western Australia, it is an offence to create a sign offering a reward for the return of stolen or lost property with a promise not to ask any questions. The maximum penalty is a $2,000 fine. In Western Australia, carrying a weapon is illegal in most circumstances, unless it is an electrified briefcase. In Western Australia, possessing more than 50 kilograms of potatoes is an offence unless they have been purchased from a grower or retailer authorised by the Potato Corporation. Police have the authority to stop and search vehicles suspected of carrying more than 50 kilos of potatoes. The maximum penalty is a $2,000 fine for the first offence, or a $5,000 fine for subsequent offences, along with an additional penalty of up to twice the value of the potatoes. These laws were obviously introduced for a reason, but as time and technology have progressed, they have become outdated and strange. What do you think is the reasoning behind some of these weird laws? Let me know in the comments below.